important thing. And I got Bonnie a wonderful pantsuit.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Buzz Burbank, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his couch, here's Mike.
We are live from the Kathy Pfeiffer Studios. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We're downloaded worldwide 17 million times, and we're powered by Encore Insurance at MikeO'MaraShow.com, 102.9 FM WTNT in Washington, D.C., in the mighty 1630 KCJJ in Iowa. Today is Tuesday, Feb 19, 2013. We are delighted to have you along, everybody.
Mike, it's already the 19th. Where is the month going?
Man, oh man.
I tell you what.
I've noticed that this month has flown by.
Yeah, like rocket ships.
Just week after week, flying by with no real progress. Brought to you by ScoreBig.com. It's a great time of year for live sports.
We're making good time.
Or maybe you want, we're fine. Well, as Maggie Smith said on 60 Minutes the other night, Noel Coward once said to me that growing old, you can tell you're growing old when you have breakfast every half hour. I like that.
What does that even mean?
See, nobody gets that at first. Think about it. It means that breakfast comes around every half hour. It's like the days go so fast.
You know what? I think maybe let's not quote Noel Coward
Thank
anymore.
you, Rob. Maybe you want to take someone special to a concert for Valentine's Day. Oh, my God, it's this week. We're going to the hockey game.
Yeah, this Thursday.
Yeah, you see the time.
He's looking forward to it.
The time is really flying by.
I actually was looking at my Thursday plans and said, wait, I got to go to that game with Mike.
You get to go to the game.
Either way, your first stop is ScoreBig.com. Save up to 60% on the best tickets. You know, if you don't want to go, I know there's a boy that would make his world.
What's this boy's name?
He's big. He's large boy.
Oh, yeah, if he wants to pay for the ticket, I'm out.
Save up to 60% on
Jimmy's
the best
not
tickets.
fat.
No, we're talking about RJ. Here and across the country, every ticket on ScoreBig.com is below box office price,
Right.
and there are never any fees. Stop wasting your money. No matter what team or show you want to see, go to ScoreBig.com, enter the code TMOS, and get an extra $15 off on your first order. That's on top of your up to 60% savings. Never pay box office prices again. Go to ScoreBig.com and use our code, that wonderful code that you know and love.
It's the best code, Mike.
TMOS, and we thank you in advance for that. It's funny. I have this relationship with the audience that we have been so blessed and so supported by everybody that listens to this show. Mm-hmm. And we had advertiser meetings yesterday with our good friend Jay. Mm-hmm. And Jay was bringing up certain advertisers. And at a certain point, I want to prepare the listening audience. At a certain point, I'm going to send you on a mission.
The
Really?
audience. The
It's
audience.
not necessarily going to cost you any
Like
money,
missions.
but it's going to be a mission for our audience that I want the audience to show prospective advertisers the power of the Mike O'Mara
Oh,
Show.
so
that's
this
great.
is like challenge. You're going to
Yes.
motivate the forces.
I'm gonna now. It's not gonna happen today.
No.
Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not even in the next week or two.
Right.
When I do it, I'm just gonna say, here's this number. You got to, or
Sick 'em.
Facebook, or do it. They're all about this type of stuff now.
Yes.
As far as just getting their name out and tracking and all this good
it's
stuff.
not like we're not asking you to go out and paint a water tower.
No. And listen, we appreciate the patronage
Yes,
that our listeners, provide
amen.
these
Yeah.
sponsors, because they're good deals, and we like to endorse things that we believe in, and we're happy about that. This is going to be more or less just showing we have to prove ourselves.
Yeah,
Flex some muscles.
We have to prove ourselves.
It's kind of like a flash mob, only we'll probably call it a cash mob.
It's a cash mob, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And I'll let you know more about it, because it's a very honest appeal that I'm making behind the scenes. You don't hear this on other radio shows, because primarily they're not as desperate as we are.
Well, it looks small
So,
time,
that's
and we
it.
are the most small time you can get.
You don't get any more small
We're
time.
kind of
baby
proud
business.
of it.
Yeah.
How you doing over there running the cameras
Oh,
today?
great. Everything's solid.
Oscar is sitting in a different location of the studio, and is there a camera on you?
There is a camera on.
Okay, very good. So,
Why don't you go to a one shot of you right now and say hi to everybody?
Of just me?
ladies and gentlemen, here's Oscar Santana.
Hey, now.
Worth
There
it.
you go.
So anyway, I'll tell you more about that coming up, because Mark
Excellent.
and
Good
I
plan.
had lunch with our friend Jay. yesterday.
Who picked up the check?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah,
Mike.
we did.
What was ordered?
The show did.
Yes.
Because you kind of wine and dine, Jay.
Yes, I believe.
As we should.
Mr. Rosenberg enjoyed the power lunch of the chicken parm.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Ronick and I had the same entree, which was the lobster BLT.
Oh, my God.
You
that
shared
sounds
it?
good.
Which, no. It was a slice of
That's all we
heaven.
can afford.
maybe
It was terrific.
I hope you shared it.
It was terrific.
I'll have more water.
And then I looked inside the studio at the Palm Restaurant. I looked inside the building where the junkies shoot their television show.
how much-
And I remember, do you think it was bad taste, bad form of me to stand up in the middle of the Palm and just go, that should have been me?
No, I think that's fine.
I don't know. And then I burst into tears and ran out like a little biatch.
It's not the first time they've seen it.
On the program today.
Best wishes to them on their TV project.
This is going to be an interesting discussion. There are occasions when I jot things down that I know will be big fun on the show,
Sure.
and I really think I'm becoming a prude. And I talk about that after taking a quick peek. Didn't even watch Shameless last night because that's on Sunday nights,
Yeah,
right?
I've not seen this week's yet either.
So, but they rebroadcast on Showtime,
Right.
Shameless on Monday nights, and Showtime now has Californication. Which
last year of that.
The last year of that.
Final
So what? They're running repeats of it. Is that what it is?
Well, no, they're in their.
Oh,
it's
they're
a- it's
in
a
the
new
last
season,
year.
but they're in the final season of it. Yeah.
So Californication, House of Lies,
Love that.
and Shameless, all
Right.
all Showtime properties.
Yeah.
I want to talk about these shows.
Okay, you
'Cause
take them one at a time?
I'm either becoming old or I am a prude. Carla says I'm a prude.
Really?
Oscar and the family reunion. Time to discuss Facebook and our rules for Facebook.
Good, I like that.
Meteors. Is there something they're not telling us? Great picture from David Hooker that was on the Facebook last night, and I'm looking at that, and I said, man, we heard about one down in Florida. We've heard about,
Right.
they're all over the place, and
Sky is falling.
It seems to be a slightly underreported story.
Falling rocks.
Red light cameras. That was on the Today Show this morning. I got kind of curious about that. And did Marcus Serta send me something naughty? I have no
Probably.
idea. Yeah,
like
well,
what?
it said has been removed. This has been removed for content.
Oh,
And it was
that's
from
strange.
it was from Marcus Serta.
could have been copyright.
Might have been a virus.
But let me start today with I have discovered a natural laxative, ladies and gentlemen. And you know when I get when I find health news that I can benefit our listeners with, I like to
sure.
immediately share it with all of you. And I've talked about this to close personal friends, but I don't think I've shared this with our listening audience. That it's what Omericast is the
that what he-
content
is that
that
what
was
he sent
removed.
you?
Yeah, because when I listen, I just release.
I've already moved on to the laxative.
Well, that's he's saying that's the natural
I'm saying,
laxative.
is that the natural laxative
No.
you're referring to?
No, Rob Hip.
Nice
I think
plug.
Rob, who is somehow an unofficial spokesman for somebody who doesn't advertise on the show, Costco, because he practically lives there.
It's
right.
convenient for
And
me.
It's a lifestyle, a religion for him.
Yeah, you hit me to the fact that is it Chobani?
Oh, that
Greek yogurt?
Yes.
The giant packages
You
that
get
they
a
have.
case that's like 8 blueberry, 8 strawberry, and 8 peach.
And the thing about
good stuff.
yogurt, if you're going to eat the non-fat Greek yogurt, it's a pain in the ass to go to the regular grocery store because you got to, go and take 20 of them out of there. It's such an effort.
So many Greek, Mike.
And who
so
has
many
the time?
So many Greek things are a pain in the ass.
But the thing about it is, I like that's something we consume a lot of
Yes.
in the O'Mara household.
good.
And I will tell you that I now, I'm as regular as rain.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And thank you, Greek yogurt.
it's the culture.
I have, it's the
It is.
culture.
It is. I've started
The
taking-
Greek culture,
I do
or-
it in pill form. I don't eat with. I skip the annoying yogurt and just take a pill called a probiotic, and it does the same thing as the yogurt.
Oh, I took those when I had the
Yeah.
bleeding ulcer.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this is something that is normal. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
what's
Yeah.
supposed
This-
to happen.
This is good. There are people who would argue that this is good for your health on a whole lot of levels. It's good for your immune system. It's good for your blood pressure, according to the people who argue in favor of probiotics. But it restores.
What is a probiotic?
It's a thing that causes little beasties to grow in your digestive system, and these are good little beasties because they help you digest food.
Little
When
beasties,
you
that's
take an
scary.
antibiotic for any reason.
Little beasties.
And am I the only one who gets creeped out when Buzz is like talking like
Well,
it's a kid thing?
There's good bacteria and bad bacteria.
There's
Exactly.
beasties.
Thank you.
Yeah.
so antibiotic is what we take to kill things.
Right,
Yes.
like bacteria.
And
you
a probiotic makes things grow.
That's right.
How about
generates
that?
good bacteria in your
Okay.
system.
That's interesting.
Helps your digestion.
But don't go the other way, Mike. Don't take Activia. You'll be losing your brains every morning.
Really?
Because that's what that's about.
Activia?
Activia is for women who are irregular. That's
right.
why when you see the Jamie Lee
Activia.
Curtis commercial,
Well,
that's all I can think of her as.
The Greek yogurt is the same
He's
thing.
he's anxious today, isn't
Well,
he?
you're up
Little
his
bit.
wheelhouse. All he does is drink yogurt. Soft foods.
He's coming. Did you take an upper when you came in here
No,
today?
I just ate like a bottle of probiotics.
Okay, so this is for the digestive system.
Very much so. And whether it's Greek yogurt or Activia or a probiotic pill,
It's so true.
Here I was thinking I was going to enlighten our listening.
No,
audience.
no.
you have.
People already know about
No,
it.
not everybody does. though.
What is your favorite flavor of the?
I like blueberry.
The blueberry.
Oh,
is
that's
great.
a go-to. What was your least favorite? Because they have 3 flavors.
I
now.
haven't. I have avoided the peach.
Peach is good.
Oh, I
Peach is
love
surprisingly
peach.
good.
Really?
All I have is peach left. I said I'll try one, and it was good.
So am I in a room
a
full of
peach.
yogurt eaters?
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
Really?
something
Sure.
that I didn't believe, but I read the box and it said, "Don't mix this. Stick your spoon in and keep the yogurt intact, and then scoop the fruit on the bottom. Don't stir it up. It actually tastes better if you just eat it." By going down to the bottom of the container.
That makes
and
no
scooping it.
sense.
I
I
never
stir
thought-
mine up
I know it doesn't make sense, but
because you stir the fruit in.
Mike, I think it's about ratios.
Hey, don't bring
ratio.
raisins.
No, I
it's always about ratios with you.
I read it and it actually makes a difference when you eat the peach.
Well, I put a little stevia in mine too. I put a little packet of stevia.
out of your mind.
Why am I out of my
Because you're a
mind?
crazy man.
No,
Look
I
at you.
like to
It's
have
like
the
a-
extra sweet.
It's like a heroin addict putting sprinkling cocaine on top of his heroin.
That's what I like.
I put on a tablespoon or two of vodka.
I like my. I had no idea that everybody knew about this.
It's
Well,
great.
not
yogurt,
everybody does,
and it's
though.
great yogurt and such a bargain it costs.
All I know is I'll have a little breakfast in the morning, and then almost like my breakfast. The end of my breakfast is always this little thing of yogurt.
Excellent.
And 5 minutes after I get done, I'm sitting at my computer,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Right.
and then I go right to.
Do you ever get the gurgles?
That's it. No, because I take care of it. Especially if it's in
Right.
the morning, I'm right here.
That's true.
Because really, when my day is disrupted, and I think your bowels get into a nice rhythm when you work from your home.
Yes.
So I find myself whenever I am on vacation or on the road or I'm somewhere where I'm not supposed to be, I'll just mess up and I'll go a whole day without finding the proper facility.
I will
that's not
pack
good.
a cooler full of yogurt. I will go to Cost Company, Mike, and I will buy a lot of yogurt and bring it with us to Florida because you're going to need to be regular.
We should get but they have one down there.
They do?
we
Yeah,
all
they
like
have
it.
a good one down there.
We all like it. Let's get some.
You know what I'm going to do when we get down to Florida?
Can we go?
I'm going to take you to the Costco liquor store.
Oh, they have that?
And it's spectacular.
Because I've heard really good things about Kirkland bourbon.
It's amazing. This is Kirkland vodka, Kirkland bourbon. They have it over there.
It's a great idea because the last time Mike went there, he ended up in the hospital.
That's true. So really, are you
Costco
taking
down
me
there.
on a tour, or do you just want a handler?
I will actually take you because it's so.
We'll get your
different.
cart.
That's awesome.
It's so different down there. Everything's different down there.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
a whole other
It
country.
moves at a different pace. But I remember that was a moment that I was down in Florida, and I looked at Carla, and we're coming out of the Costco in Florida, and I went, "It's just different down here."
Yeah, it is.
The guy that works there just gets me into about a half an hour conversation about whiskey and stuff like that, and we're talking, and it's great, and he's uplit, and we go in, and there are 3 people in the entire Costco because it's not an event. There's other stuff to do down there, and going to the Costco is kind of a last minute deal where you pop in there, and it's not a big deal for people, and it's not like here where it's an event where you get people that go every day.
That's right.
It's not an event for me. For me, it's a lifestyle. It's the closest place to buy a gallon of milk.
How many days a week do you go there? Seriously,
Probably 3.
Every week you
3
go
days a
3
week,
days.
every
And you know,
week.
but the
Sounds like
thing
torture.
is, no, it's great. It is the closest. I can't even get to a convenience store.
Do you ever get burned on it?
No.
You don't
It's
get burned
fantastic.
down on it.
It's fantastic.
You don't get bored of seeing the same box store crap that they have in
because
there?
they always bring in new stuff. It's like Christmas Day to go and see what videos have dropped this week. Ah, look.
How much
Yeah.
money do you think you spend at Costco?
All
in a
of
month?
it.
All of it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I
you
mean,
spend a fortune at Costco.
That is our primary source for groceries.
He's pushing 150 visits a year to Costco.
Do you find, because you do all of your grocery shopping at Costco, that you modify what your family consumes based on what they're spooning out to you?
When you go,
Do you understand the question?
I do, Mike. And when you go to Cost Company, what you do is you have to go in knowing what you want. You can't go in saying, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. You need to know what works for you. For example, we do a lot of dishes that involve ground beef. And they have the best organic ground beef in the world.
Right.
They really do.
Yes.
Their chicken is the best, too. All their meats are great.
Really?
And so what we do is we'll get it, we'll come home, we'll split the package up, and we'll freeze it and use it as we need to go.
But that's why I'm saying 3 days a week. I mean, do you have a freezer that's the size of an airline hangar?
No, but you see, if you need a gallon of milk, where do you go?
I go to the Giant down the street.
See, I'm so much closer to Costco than I am to Giant.
The problem with Costco is they don't have enough organic stuff.
No, I disagree.
Well, they have organic eggs.
And organic
it's like
beef?
2-3 things. That's it.
Oh, they do have
Chickens?
organic beef, but
Why
that's
are the
about it.
chickens
What
so
else?
good?
Do they-
Organic fruits?
None of the meat that they have in their little thing is organic.
All of it. Well, I mean, if you go to the organic meat, it is.
No, but not
Do you think Rob knows what's organic and what's not?
Yeah, because he's done the weight now.
I read the label.
He's done the weight now.
I read the label. Sure. Sure. I read the
They
label.
they need more organic there.
Okay.
They need more
They have
organic.
one in the freezer aisle. At least my Costco, which is I think Mike's Costco, the Manassas Costco.
The worst. Would you agree the worst?
Yeah, but you know it's
Horrible.
there might has a different
Zitco.
doesn't have the same selection. So that when it comes to selection, your area is the more affluent area of the country.
Maybe.
Welcome
they
to
make-
Manassas Costco.
Well, that's our Costco.
And Mike, that's as opposed to the Florida Costco where you mentioned the rate of life is different.
Yeah. Hey, I think I'm going to go to the Florida Costco. I don't go here but once a month. Yes, sirree.
But also, because I go to Costco so much, I'm very good at it. I will go most often on like a Tuesday afternoon, and it's dead. Now, if
You
you,
don't
go
go
at,
on
like,
high traffic
No,
time.
if you go at
Right.
Saturday at 2, then
You're
I can see
insane.
your hate.
And we're being very local here, so bear with us around the country because Rob lives in Leesburg, which is about 40 minutes from where I live here in Manassas, and the Leesburg Costco is the She Costco.
And it's the Cadillac of Costco.
It's a little above. There is not a dead time here in Manassas.
Really?
There's not a dead.
What if we went after
Oscar
a show?
knows this.
What if we went after a show like one day
I
this
have
week we
gone.
went at like 2 o'clock?
I've gone.
How would it be?
It's busy.
It's
And,
busy.
yeah, and it's
It's
stacked.
busy.
This is the one mistake you can make in this area, especially if you're a busy Costco.
And we're talking about this area, the immediate
Yeah,
Manassas.
right,
area.
Manassas.
if you
proper.
need one thing and you need to go in and get it because your wife or your girlfriend's harping you about it, you got to grab it during the week.
Right.
You at least have to plan out 45 minutes because
Yeah,
the
it's
line
true.
is so long.
And it's amazing. I'm not sure.
That would sour me to it.
Yeah.
I'm so
You
glad.
talk about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, weekday, Saturday. It doesn't matter, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure why. But it seems to be. It seems to be very crowded. We talk
My
about
Costco
this.
sells rice in 50-pound bags.
No, you have you don't get a normal rush hour in Manassas either. You do not get the
all the time.
we get a 5 o'clock rush hour.
Yeah.
Because that's when the people that work in Manassas are done with work. They start work at 9 o'clock and they end work at 5
What
o'clock.
if you
They're
need
not
to-
like these government workers
What if you need a used tire and it's after 6?
with educations.
You have no chance.
What?
If you need a used tire after 5 p.m.?
You're screwed.
Yeah.
But there is no, because of the nature of the workforce in this town, there is no regular thing.
Right.
Now, you've got a rush hour that's 9 to 5 for the people that do have those
Right.
Joe jobs. But then you've got a lot of people that also work. This is just, I'm theorizing here.
Okay, well,
the service,
You're a smart man.
the service industry.
Yes.
Because the service
No, he's
industry,
right. He's
you're,
right.
you're
I know
going.
he is.
There is no, like, for example, you can go out to Manassas on a weekday at 2 o'clock, and the roads are absolutely jam packed at
Sure.
2 o'clock. There is no lunch hour; it's not happening. These are just people that are here that are doing stuff, and they don't have to work till like the restaurant.
When I
opens.
leave here today and I proceed north on Route 28, I will be behind 12 panel trucks with ladders on them.
And you also have the workforce that is in Manassas. God love them. They are not necessarily the same hours that you would get. It's a
Right.
strange town.
And on the other side of this coin, I think my best Costco experience ever was the day of the hurricane. And what was the name of the hurricane that took out Seaside Heights? It's a
Sandy.
When Sandy, and they were telling it that it might hit us. And by the time we left here, Leesburg had locked all the doors. In fact, Costco said they were going to close at 4 that day.
Wow.
I got there at
What do you
3.
do? Call ahead?
No, there was a sign on the
Dial
door.
911.
There was a sign on the door.
Dial 911.
So I got there with like 20 minutes left. And I counted. It was me and 3 other people shopping in Costco. I could have stayed there all day.
I'll tell you.
It was fantastic.
A field trip. We will take a field trip out to the Costco.
That'll be great.
That's
And bring a
just
tape
sad.
recorder.
We will bring a tape recorder. What
will.
could possibly go wrong?
Well, you know what?
I live
see-
here. You know, if it was the Leesburg, he wouldn't be so anxious to take.
No.
That's where he lives. No, he's taking one into
I've been spoken to about that.
about your tape recorder.
Yeah, Sonny won't talk to me anymore.
Really?
Although,
Oh, that means more. You know what that means? You got to send me in.
although, you know what? I might be able to do it now because I've cut my hair. She might not know me.
Or you know what? You could send me in for a, for a little clandestine Sunny trip.
Oh,
I could
yeah,
do
you
that.
can be Candlestein.
But it's I could talk for hours about Zit, Virginia.
Yes, we all can.
because it's a different world.
It's different here, too.
Oh, it's totally different here. Like when you have people go to McLean on a weekday.
No, thank you.
And
Been
you won't
there.
see a car.
Right.
You
No.
won't see a car. You know why? Because they're down on K Street working in their law firms.
That's right.
Come around here, it's like, it's like, oh my God, did the stadium let out? That's true. We'll take a break, come back. This is the Mike O'Mara Show.
And we used to be real close. Said he could
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Weight Not. Don't just make a resolution, make a commitment. If you're serious about losing weight and you're ready to succeed with Weight Not, Rob Spiewak lost 100 pounds and he's calling on you to do the same thing.
Mike, here's something you don't know about my father. Did you know my father has diabetes?
I think so, but I figure
knew
that
that.
you
Which
remind me
puts
now.
me at risk. So I did
Right.
some research, and it's in 2010 there were 25.8 million Americans that had diabetes.
Or the sugars, as you
The
like to
sugar,
call
that's
them.
right. But here's the most horrifying thing. Every year, nearly 2 million more adults are diagnosed with diabetes. 1.9 million people. And one of the best ways and the easiest way to stave off type 2 diabetes, lose weight.
With
It's-
Weight Not.
It's so simple. You get on Weight Not and you take off 20, 30, 40 pounds, you're saving yourself literally millions of dollars in health care, and you're lengthening your life. And it's the easiest way to get rid of this horrible thing. And
Because it works fast, it's a better value that programs that take much longer.
That makes
So,
sense.
and they do it in a healthy way, and
instant gratification.
and results are great, and they motivate you. So, if you want to look better and feel better, call 855 Not. That's 855-934-4486, or visit weightnot.com. Weight Not, show us what you're made of. Are they still running the TV commercial?
I have not seen it on the Today Show lately. I think it is still running, but you can always see it at weightnot.com. It's very cool. I look so
stuff.
angry.
You do.
All right, let's get to the discussion that I wanted to have today about about television shows. I think I'm becoming a prude. I
don't-
swear to God.
I disagree.
I watched a little bit of Californication.
I've not seen this
And
week's yet.
listen, I like a good dirty movie as much as the next guy. I really do. And I like TNA. I enjoy that. But there's something, is Showtime on a quest to outgross each other? Are they out
What was
to,
so gross about it?
Well,
without
Cal-
giving away the plot.
All right, California. There's a scene. I'm just going to give you one scene because I hardly watched all of it.
Right.
There's a scene where they're trying to get, they're trying to get a guy cocaine, and he's a disgusting looking guy with his bag hanging out practically in his underwear, and his legs are up in there. He's a rock star, and they're trying to find this guitar.
Oh,
and it's
Tim
David,
Minchin,
and it's David Duchovny doing his David Duchovny thing, and they go out and they say, "Hey, you want to give him a, this and the sex act," and then they find the guy from Lost, the fat guy from Lost.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And they're trying to get the guitar back and get drugs from this guy or something. They're trying to get something from him, and they've got two of these hot women there, and they're going to offer him sex, a sex act that a normal woman, and it's just it's just nonstop.
Contrived?
People don't talk like that
And
in the
let me-
real world. People don't talk like that out in
Let me
California.
play. What are you doing?
How do you know? How
I'm just
do
saying,
you possibly know?
Certainly not all of California talks that way, but that segment of Hollywood, the writers, the producers, the people who are portrayed as characters in that show, they do behave that way.
You don't know
What
that.
is this?
Oh,
What
I
is
beg
the-
to differ.
I have never seen
What?
Californication.
Really?
What is the backstory? What is the
Buzz
setting?
could tell you. I think the show's
Give it to me in
gross.
3 sentences, Buzz.
He plays Hank Moody, a writer who has
Hank who?
the character
Yeah,
he
his-
plays
his
is
name's
Hank
Hank Moody.
Moody.
I wonder if he knows Barb and Chuck Moody.
It might be related. A distant
Hank
cousin.
Moody?
That's right.
Barb and Chuck Moody's kid.
That's right. Hey, Barb and Chuck, I'm so sorry to hear your son is dealing coke.
And supposedly he's written these great novels called Californication and God Hates Us All. And this has also made him a very popular and highly paid screenwriter as
And
well.
but the real subplot of this is that he's a bit of a Smith, right? Like he's a womanizer.
He bangs everybody who's female and he's
and has these
done his share
and he
of
has these
booze and
magic
drugs.
powers over. Here's what I think.
He does though, yeah.
I don't really think that there are, a lot of guys. I'm sure
No,
there are
not a
guys
lot.
that could do real well, but I don't think any guy could do that well, especially a guy that looks like David Duchovny. I don't think that
A
would
lot
happen.
of people find him very attractive.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, this guy, I'm talking about this guy walks into any store on this show ever, blinks
Well,
his
he's
eyes,
famous,
and,
too.
and suddenly the lady, is he famous on the show?
Yeah, he plays a famous guy, so there's that attraction.
Okay.
Women seek him out for that.
Go ahead.
There was an interview this morning on the way in of Brandy Glanville from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, no, Brandy.
Yeah.
I watch that show all the time.
One of your favorite shows.
Yes.
And she has written a book, and she talks about Cipriani was her boyfriend that ran off with Leanne Rimes.
Yes, he's the womanizing husband that cheated on her.
So this is real life. She said when they were together, they would hire girls to come in and be in the bedroom with them that were known to just keep their mouth shut in and out. So that was just part of their sex life.
If I brought a girl in the bedroom, I wouldn't want her mouth shut.
Hey, behave yourself. Stop it.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
So are you saying that the culture of Los Angeles and Hollywood is that way?
That's a snapshot.
That it's kind of decadent in that
Yes.
way?
Among
Because,
some.
okay, all right, so then here I am I fancy myself as a liberal-minded individual. I think I'm a little progressive.
I thought you were going to say I fancy myself as a celebrity.
No, certainly don't do that. Look at me. But I'm sitting here and I'm watching this and I'm going, I'm not in the Midwest. I'm not in Middle America. I'm not down in the Bible Belt. This is too much. I wouldn't certainly be sitting there with like a couple that I would have over for drinks
Like the movies.
and watch this show and be
You're not
comfortable at all. I wouldn't be comfortable watching this show with my kids, and my kids
Oh,
are
hell no.
teenagers.
No.
It's just so over the top, constant, like they all casually sit around and they talk like this. And I was like, okay, all right, enough. I know, okay, now you're going to talk about this. Now you're going to talk about the, and I can't even say any of the crap that they have.
Right.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm all for lifting censorship. I love it. I like my gratuitous violence in my movies. I like my high sexual content in my movies. I enjoy that, okay? I can't watch them with my kids all the time, but the fact is...
Any of the
some
time.
But with with Showtime in particular, it started with Shameless with me.
Right.
It's like, okay, we get it. We get that you're being gross. We get that you're going to give a baby drugs. We
Right.
get you. And it's just like they sit in a room. This is my theory.
Yes.
And it's what I don't like. I feel like they're sitting in a room going, how can we possibly just shock to shock?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's
And
Bubba. It's Bubba the Love Sponge.
I think
Yeah.
you're partly right.
Okay.
And because you're looking
Thank
at,
you.
first of all, we talk about HBO.
Some of it is.
HBO is only in about 1/3 of American homes.
Right.
Showtime in far fewer. They are trying harder. They are.
They're hurts.
It's exactly what I think I think you're so right about
so
that.
they're trying to catch up, and guess what? It works. I
Right.
mean, it is helping their audience numbers, and it's going to continue to do so. They'll reach a saturation point, but there are such characters. I think the characters you see on Shameless, although slightly exaggerated, I feel like I've known people or been around people in my lifetime who were like that.
So you've been around people like William H. Macy in Shameless?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen
But
them
you've
in real
never
life.
smelled a woman's fart. You're a strange man.
Isn't that something?
You're really, you've been around a guy like William H. Macy and Shameless.
What do
but-
I'm full of probiotics.
Wow.
What do I know?
And if you want to give these shows a try, I know for a fact if you call your provider and just ask for 3 months of Showtime free, you'll get it.
Well, I already
Yeah.
have Showtime.
yeah, but I'm talking to. This is just a tip for the listener.
And so I watched. After that, I'm like, geez, okay.
What
enough,
next?
Enough with. Maybe it's because I don't like Duchovny. I've never liked Duchovny
I
at
understand
all.
that. That's fair. I like
Yeah.
him, but I understand why you might not.
Damn, David.
Gratuitous nudity.
I'm cool.
If you're into that.
Now, let me just say,
Yes.
when I'm being accused of being a prude,
yes.
there was a topless young lady on that show last night. I don't want to go too far.
Sure.
That was just fine with me.
Yeah.
Gratuitous
Did it
nudity.
save it for you?
Gratuitous nudity is gratuity.
Gratuity. I like that.
Gratuity.
Gratuity nudist is fine with me. But what I don't like is yap about how, there's one scene in the Don Cheadle show,
House of Lies.
House
Love
of
that show.
Lies,
Saw this
where he, the woman that he's consulting, he begins to hit on her.
A Cuddy
and
from
then
House, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he turns around and he says, "Shut up!" And suddenly it becomes the rough porn that I'm not a big fan of either. And I'm like, going, "Wow."
What she seemed to like.
Yes, she did. But also, it's it's just the reality of the real world. Is it really like that? Have I lost touch that much?
No.
That's what it, like, you tell me that you can go out and treat women like that.
Only
and,
certain-
and you're
only
going to be,
women
it's
who
going to be
like
acceptable.
that.
Yeah, but where are they?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm asking.
Leesburg Costco. That's where they are.
I mean, if you find enough women.
That's right.
Do you want to just do news now so we can send him home?
It's out of his mind.
Somebody might be into that.
No, but I just think it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
I think it's really a
to a
fantasy.
degree, sure.
Well, there's a grain of
I think you
truth
go out to a
built into
bar,
it.
you go out to meet women. You're younger, you're older. You go out to meet women in a bar. Is it really? Is there a segment where you can get away with talking like that? Because I'll be honest with you. Where?
I think increasingly, isn't that true? Especially with younger women.
I'll say this, that before I was happily in this lovely relationship I'm in now, I dated a girl, I want to say 6 or 7 years, not a real big relationship, but just a short fling. And she at one point said, "You make the rules." And that was like as soon as we started getting intimate. And I said, "Excuse me?" And she says, "Tell me what to do." And I was like, "All right, let's do this."
Just a dirty birdie.
Yes.
And so,
and it was so much so, it was overboard to the point that I was like, "This is cool, but not that cool."
However,
okay,
but I
all right,
think-
that's a big point to make right there. You go.
Yeah,
big
but
point.
I also think what Mike was referring to is not necessarily in the bedroom, but
I'm
in
talking
the
about
dating scene.
just going out in the dating world.
Because maybe this was how I failed. Because I was the worst dater of everybody. But I always tried to be
You
charming.
got married at 10, though,
I
so
did.
it's okay with you.
25.
25, you got married, and you've been married ever since.
What about your first one? How old were you for
I
your
don't
first?
remember.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but-
1970.
But I do think, you know what? What is there really? Is my game flawed by trying to be charming and polite?
No, but I think different
So,
women
you
are
know,
into
it's a
different
good point.
things.
Times have changed. I mean, I was raised that same way, and I still, I think, to a fault, am too nice sometimes.
You should be a gentleman, but
Yeah.
You shouldn't let yourself be walked.
And that's
Right,
the thing,
right.
that gentlemanly behavior. And I know, here's
out of
where,
style, Mike.
here we go. Here we get to the central premise here. Here's where the prude part comes in.
Mike is the prude.
Does gentlemanly behavior, which I still like to practice,
Yes,
and
me
if
too.
you know, and I think that I would love to see my daughters treated that way.
Of course.
And you watch a show like Californication, and it just gives their blessing to these guys being complete, total pigs.
And
Usually
also-
to women who invite that.
Yeah.
No,
It
but what
doesn't
about-
matter. It's still the dude.
And also, you know what? It's echoed in Shameless.
please.
Because really,
Yeah.
the male protagonist is that guy that is with the Russian girl right now.
Right.
And he's an ass.
All the
and
women-
he's treating the female lead
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all
garbage.
the women in all of these shows are sluts.
Yes.
And all the men
how dare
treat,
you.
and all the women treat them like even Fiona, who's the protagonist in Shameless, is the kind of the heroine of the show. She's kind of a slut.
That's
She's
true.
kind
She's
of
got-
a dirty girl.
She's got a dirty
woman-
side to her.
But a strong
Yeah.
woman who makes her own decisions.
Yeah, but it's just I would want my daughter behaving like that.
Well, this is the
I get
thing.
that.
There's a common thread with all these women. And please send the hate mail to Rob Spiewak.
Spiewak is spelled Santana.
They all have daddy issues. Like, if you meet a girl with daddy issues, watch out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you walk in the bedroom, it's like the Magic 8 Ball. Anything can happen.
Reply hazy.
Ask again later.
That's right. But it's just to
It's
me,
so true.
Do you think that's why
I don't
they-
like this being held up. I don't like being held up
I
as
understand.
a standard of
The
behavior.
It's
thing on-
reflected.
On Shameless, I mean, it's not a really deep show, but do you think that the reason she's like that is because she has daddy issues because her father is such a screw up? Do you think they're thinking
I
that
believe
deep?
so, yeah.
Really?
But Shameless is not the one. I don't want to necessarily dwell
she
on
doesn't
that one.
behave like a
but,
person with
but,
daddy
but
issues.
Californication is,
Right.
is one where it's just like, oh, give me a break. Is it? They're always like this. There's this pig guy from Lost. The big fat guy from
Yeah,
Lost.
right.
And then he says, yeah, do this. Oh, do I have to do that again? And it's just like,
Again?
oh, yeah, they're talking like that.
Yikes.
And it's like, come on now. That's not real. Come on. Please tell me that's not real. And it just bugs me if it's, if it's like that. And I just think, I'm sitting there in my living room going, if that's the way the world is, I'm kind of glad my doors are locked.
Yeah, I guess so.
I know, I hate to say that, but it's true.
Two thumbs up for House of Lies.
House of Lies? Yeah, I don't know about that one either.
Well, might have said
But anyway, we'll take a break, come back more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Warby Parker. Stop paying iPhone prices for prescription eyeglasses. Get better-looking glasses for a fraction of retail. Get to warbyparker.com, where glasses start at $95. I am not telling you a lie. These are fashion-forward glasses and sunglasses. Every pair is complete with anti-glare and anti-reflection coatings, and they also have polycarbonate lenses at no extra cost, ladies and gentlemen. You can try up to 5 pairs with free shipping. To find the right pair for you, go to warbyparker.com, select your 5 favorites, and get even faster free shipping with the code TMOS. Try them for 5 days. Keep your favorite. Send them back to David Duchovny, and you're all set. And you can do it with free shipping.
Nice.
We've all ordered glasses and sunglasses from Warby Parker. You should too. Details at warbyparker.com, and use our code TMOS to get the fast free shipping. So just to button this up,
Right.
we were talking about the idea of these shows, and I just think it's not necessarily even remotely close to reality. If you went out to, say, a 30-something bar, a 25-something bar around here, and you talk to women the way those guys talk to all women. I mean, these are, this is not just a certain select group of women. You'd have a drink thrown in your face in 5 seconds. That's my point.
true.
And also,
But this area is so stuffy.
Maybe you're right.
But
maybe we're going to live in California.
It's a TV show, and it's escapist, and I think where you and I are on the same thing is I don't want to escape to there.
I don't really.
You know?
And I like sex as much as the next guy. I just don't like that trashing of women.
The next guy really, really likes sex, Mike.
Some people really.
He's a sex maniac.
He is.
What he is.
He's a maniac.
Yeah.
Jesus, Buzz is singing.
Some people seek that out. I mean, you're right. The things that occur in those shows are not commonplace,
Right.
but they are real among a very small segment of the population. And a lot of the rest of us like to see that side of life because we'll never live that.
I think you're giving them way too much credit because I think it's Hollywood giving themselves a handy. That's what I think.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
I think it's really Hollywood just going, hey, we're cool. Everything I'm seeing lately in that area of Showtime, we're too cool for school.
Entourage is where you started with that.
It started out with that.
I hated
we're
that show.
We're gonna out hip each other. We're all so incredibly hip and cool, and and then I just think it gets old for me.
I think these shows make fun of that in many cases.
Maybe Entourage did.
Yeah, right.
Entourage, would do that on occasion. Maybe I have to log more time with it.
Right.
Whether I will,
No, you will not.
who knows whether
Do
I
not
will.
do this, Mike.
Naked girls.
Another, I feel like I'm Jay Leno today coming in on the show. Hey, Jay, what's your beef?
Hey, Mike,
Jay?
what's your beef?
Oh, boy, do I have some beef today, ladies and gentlemen. I've been meaning to talk about this since the middle part of last week, and it's Facebook etiquette.
Thank you.
It's Facebook there, not etiquette, because I don't want to sound like this is an Emily Post show.
No,
here.
not like that.
But as far as, because after the whole Californication discussion, I want to make it clear this is a totally unrelated deal.
Right. Church lady.
But I just am getting burned out on Facebook posts or people writing me messages or stuff. Look, you don't have to be a book editor to put a post on Facebook.
You don't have to be
but for
perfect.
God's sake, just in some way, try to put a sentence together that's legible.
Yeah.
And between all the texting and all the messaging and the fact that we don't speak anymore,
Lazy.
that we communicate this way, and there are people now that just write me posts and write me messages that are completely almost unintelligible.
They barely make sense.
And they want me to respond to it.
And you can't.
And it's like, get pound sand, for God's sake.
Send those messages to me because I'm not as big a celebrity as Mike is. That when a listener writes to me or posts on my wall, it really makes my day.
I realize that I
You
should
jerk.
have come to this argument with examples.
No, I have one for you.
You do?
What about if someone to write on your page all lowercase letters, no capitalization,
All lowercase.
and also a no period at the end? What if they
Yep.
just said YOUR great?
Right. You see that a lot.
I'll have to delete my
And
post.
I hate that is of all of the peeves, and I will
One of the
correct it
worst.
every time I can. Is the difference between your, and your?
We've all posted where we made a mistake.
Yeah.
And it's the worst feeling.
I freak out. It's
I
embarrassing.
totally freak out.
Yeah,
I
I
hate
freak
it
out.
more than anything. If I misspell a word or I have something that's not punctuated
I'm
correctly,
mortified.
and I'm not talking about I'm not nitpicking punctuation. I'm
Not a
talking
glaring error.
just basic periods and commas where where you might want to have one.
Right, exactly.
And there are people that just throw it out the window
Make an
completely.
effort.
And I will correct sometimes. What drives me nuts is it's great that you can now edit your post if you make a mistake on a comment,
Right.
but you can't edit a post.
on an actual post.
Right.
Yeah, and if
You have to
and-
delete and repost.
Right.
and
which
if there's
sucks.
like 70 or 60 comments on it, you don't want to
Responses,
do that.
What's also telling is that when you do this, even if you're like a control freak like I am at times, that you want to delete and repost, there are times where I'm on the phone and I don't
can't.
want to go back and do it.
Right.
Like there's no
Exactly.
point.
All
right.
So I just leave it there.
I'll give you another one here. All right, I'm just randomly going through Facebook right now.
Right.
A guy posts heaven, and then he gives the restaurant, and he takes a picture of his menu, and he takes a picture of 1/3 of the menu, so you can't even read the items that are on the menu. And it's like, I'm supposed to be what? Oh, that's your idea of heaven? You hump?
Do me a
Maybe in
favor.
heaven there are bad cameras.
Can you click through on that picture and then see the whole picture? Because Facebook might have cropped it just to lay it out that way
Sometimes
on
that
your photo.
happens. And like you said, it doesn't.
You can read that.
Yeah, but it's not good.
Like you said,
It's not a good post. It's not a good post.
it doesn't
Oh,
have
my
your
God.
post. Your
It's
post,
not a good
Your
post.
post doesn't have to be perfect, but make an effort.
Not everybody's Ansel
try.
Adams.
If we're all talking about our bitches on Facebook now, how about the post that tell us to do something? We were talking about it yesterday. That picture. Read this, stare at this for 10 seconds, and then write this in the post. Lick my right one.
And by the way, that didn't work for me.
But
what happened?
But
is,
I don't want people to tell me what to do. I don't mind you telling me your opinions. That's what it's for. Or sharing a beautiful picture of your child. Don't tell me to play your little game exercise.
What if they said?
I'm busy.
What if
You
they
don't
said,
have to.
please, please do
Just because
this.
they say so, you don't have to do
It's
it.
been very difficult on Facebook lately.
Yeah.
It is
tough life.
It's not. It's shut up, Oscar. It's not as entertaining as it normally. You know what I like.
It's
really,
February, Mike.
There's certain people that just put up the funny picture, you know, and, or bring the funny or have a funny thought.
Funny, yeah.
You know,
I like that.
And
I
then,
enjoy
but for
that.
every one of those, there's 17,000 people that will write like a steak for the win.
And
Yeah,
now
right.
and who? All right,
I've
these
done
is it? They're called
Really?
They're called some e-cards,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Who the? Boy, I want to use the
Don't
bad
please
word.
don't use a letter.
Women.
Who the?
Right?
Who invented that one? Having Monday off is a great opportunity to hate Tuesday.
Women love
Come
it.
on. What are we becoming?
Because the share function on
Like
Facebook.
Kevin Meaning. What's wrong with you?
That's not right. We're big pants people.
That's not right. Some e-cards, stupid little random thoughts. What's wrong with people? What's wrong with people?
We're gonna lose the house.
Having Monday off is a great opportunity to hate Tuesday. I'd like to see that person, like on in Scanners, where the head explodes.
But the share feature on Facebook is for people that can't be funny on their own.
But
They're sharing
I
pictures.
have shared plenty of things, and if it's just a line, or it's a joke,
But if it's
or it's
good,
a political statement,
If it's good, share it, but not if it's I hate Tuesdays.
Right.
Don't share that.
I don't mind even if somebody's going to put up a video of a music video that they're particularly
Right.
motivated by.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed many of those over the years. What I don't like is do this little exercise.
Right.
Yeah.
That or share this with 20 other people
Right,
to
I
get
hate
our message
those.
out.
I
Stop
hate
it.
those.
Also,
Yeah.
how about the ones that'll say something to the tune of, if this picture gets 1,000 likes, I'm taking my kids to Disney World.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's
yeah.
putting it on
Yeah,
my
I avoid
shoulders.
those.
And this guy writes,
Don't make
join
me do
me
work.
in KOKE-FM today at 5 p.m. at the Waterloo Records on Lamar. Okay, he's promoting his radio.
Yeah,
thing.
Listen to the Michael
That's
Mara
fine.
Show.
Yeah, that's I do that for a living. That's fine. Now you want to see a good one? Here's a good. Matt, I'm going to give Matt props here. Matt Anderson. He posed this picture.
What is it of?
It's this.
No, we're on the radio.
This is fantastic.
Barely.
Tony Montana.
Oh, that's nice. Little Scarface.
Yeah.
And it's donuts. So instead of cocaine, it's the little powdered sugar donuts. That's just a funny.
A
See,
solid
that's good. Thank
Photoshop
you.
will make you happy.
A solid Photoshop is quality stuff.
Is there a comment with it?
No, that's
Good.
that's what's good about it.
See, don't ruin it with words, folks.
That's right.
Words are hard.
It's the same thing with YouTube. When you go to YouTube because you want to see a video clip,
Right.
and you turn on the video clip, and it's some numbnuts that's put music to it,
Yep.
or he's
Changed
giving,
it.
or he's giving you his little spiel.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking about this the other day.
The
That you go on
misdirect.
YouTube, and everybody wants their moment.
Yeah.
Everybody
Pony
wants
Boy
to
was talking
own-
about it. Matt Blum was talking about it.
Matt Bloom was saying they don't want to. That you, if you're going to get like a regular clip
Yeah.
of, say, a sports moment or something in the news that's spectacular,
Can't find it.
you can't find it because everybody has, taken it off of their television set and then wants to put music to
Well,
it.
what I also love is the people that, if they find something, say it's a news clip or a screw up on the Today Show, they'll videotape on their phone the television screen, but laugh and talk
it's
about
the
it
worst.
while they're doing it. So instead of hearing Matt Lauer say the F word, what you hear is,
oh, that's the worst. It'll be funny and it's just like
and also a lot of times you get, hey, look at this.
I know.
We're already looking at it on YouTube. You don't need to tell us to look at it.
But probably more than that is what I said before, as far as people that just will write things that don't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what frustrates
do you
me.
ever
Take a
correct
moment.
Do you ever correct grammar?
No, that's you do that. Don't
Yeah,
you?
usually between drinks 2 and 3.
Do you? So you'll go back to people and say,
You and your are different. Yeah, I do that. I do that a lot. I said a comma would really help you out.
"Are you still unfriending like you have before?"
Yeah, let's unfriend someone right now, Mike.
All right, I'm going to go through right now.
Who posted
On
that
a news
Tuesday
feed.
thing?
Let me see.
Do you have
It's
a
gonna be
name?
a woman. It's gonna be a woman.
It will be a woman.
It's gonna be a woman.
Yeah, hold
That
on.
screams Pinterest.
They love those.
That's what it screams.
Let me
That's
see.
right.
Where did it go?
Share on Pinterest.
John did.
Oh, yeah?
John, you woman.
Oh,
now,
no.
see before.
John, Pilates instructor's boyfriend, John?
No, it can't be him. It's an H. John, probably.
You know what? I can't.
Why not?
Because I'm not as cruel as you,
right.
and I scrutinize people that are on my friends list.
Stop being soft.
And I'm not being soft. You know what? There's a beautiful picture of this guy, a nice, happy picture, and a picture of him and his what appears to be at his wedding. And I am not going to
Okay.
unfriend
Oh,
him.
he's not going to miss. He's happy. He's in bliss. He doesn't even
right.
notice
No,
you're
and he's
gone.
local. He's in the area. Can't do it. Can't.
All
Let me
right,
go
I'm
back
going
to
to find
Stan.
someone to unfriend right now.
No, I'll do it. Believe me, I have the guts to do it. I will go on Facebook right now.
Rob,
and
who
I
you
will find
unfriending?
somebody to do
I'm
it.
going to unfriend Tyler Sand.
Oh, no.
Now why, Rob? That took you like 5 seconds, and you're probably doing it.
Random.
Well, no. Well,
yeah.
the reason is I don't like he's using for his status picture the picture of Tom Cruise from that movie that he played the studio boss.
That would be, oh, geez. It's Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. So I don't like that, and he is from Leesburg, but I just don't
One of your
care for. I
neighbors.
don't care for his tone.
That's not kind.
I wouldn't do that to someone who lived that close to your house.
Yeah.
All right,
See, that's it.
okay. How about this, Tyler? You're on secret probation. I'm going to find someone though.
I might have to lose this guy. This is naked cruelty.
What'd you
Right?
find?
Who is it?
This is incidentally. We are doing this right now. We have
Real
not
time,
we have
baby.
not pre-done this at
No,
all.
we have not.
This guy writes, "I need to go out on a date. It doesn't need to lead to a relationship, but the fact of going out on a date would be nice." First of all, that's not written right.
No, you're right.
And he's gone.
Did RJ write that?
Good.
That
You've
poor guy.
unfriended him?
Just when he needed a friend, you've abandoned him.
Well, he's opened up a space for some hot chick. That's excellent.
Maybe that guy will get a date.
One less person in his life now.
Actually, he lives in Markstown.
Our town, downtown Markstown.
Montgomery counties.
All right, there you go.
Is he gone?
That's the guy.
Done it.
So long, Tool. What a stain.
Rob, behave yourself. I can't do it. I'm really
I
bad at
can't.
unfriending
Don't
people.
do it.
I can't do it. I can't unfriend
Don't be
people.
mean.
I can't. I
Rob-
really can't.
Rob
They've got
can
to
be
earn
mean.
it. They've
Rob
got-
is so people don't realize Rob, Mr. Happy Joy, Puppy Dog Tails is seriously can be so cruel to people. It's not even fun. Are you already unfriending people?
I think I might unfriend this guy, John.
See, I think Oscar and myself and you, Mike. I think if we unfriend somebody, there's a reason for it. Rob has no trouble unfriending for no reason.
I
Well,
have
I don't
never-
care for this. He's posted a picture of orange Nikes. What do I care?
But hey, is that a reason to unfriend him?
Well, if it would make
Not
Mike
everybody-
happy, it is.
Not really likes.
I here to entertain.
All right. Anyway, so listen.
All right,
at
John,
least
you're on thin ice too.
put a period or a comma there, and don't tell me to do things.
Yeah, okay.
Any other bitches about Facebook? Does
No,
anybody
we're
have any
good.
bitches
No,
about
I think it's
Facebook?
good. It's
Pay their
great.
taxes.
Still
Yeah,
great.
you,
I love
what
it.
do you, oh, it's
a lot of fun.
Shut up, you ass.
Friend me, please.
Screw you. There you go. I love it. It's the best thing ever. I love everybody on it.
The only problem Oscar has is that you have a problem with it.
The only thing that Oscar has a problem with are Filipino people coming to this
No,
country.
no,
that's
I don't
right.
have a problem with that. Don't you dare say that.
All right, yesterday Oscar started to tell us a story.
Yes.
Apparently, let me see. This is basically
Boo.
Oscar's world.
Boo. Burn that tape.
this is an
Oscar's world.
This is an example of how well Mike listens.
What?
So this is the story Oscar wanted to tell yesterday. He's at an airport and a lady gets
don't
off the
listen to
plane from the Philippines and wants to date his cousin.
And
No.
this is one problem already. He didn't say airport. He said aeroport.
Airport. So,
No.
so what happened? You were
My
you were
lovely girlfriend's brother got married to a Filipino lady he met online.
and so you were at church.
No, it wasn't at church.
Okay.
You're lighting the candles.
They got married like a month ago in the Philippines. I didn't go to the Philippines. Neither did she.
Whose brother?
This is Shannon's brother.
Shannon's brother met a woman online.
Yes.
And
He's in the military. He's stationed in Korea.
Right.
And they met each other and they got married.
He knows the war is over, right?
so this was a legitimate. How long did they hang out
They
together?
dated
before?
for like a year.
Oh, so they online corresponded?
Yes.
And how about, I'm talking about physical time together.
I think I don't know for sure, maybe a month at most.
Really?
Yeah, that's why this is truly an online relationship.
Okay, so
They are in love though.
All right, so Shannon's last name is Katie, right?
Yes.
So this is Mante Katie?
Not Manti. No.
I was worried.
This is my wife, Catfish.
No. No, I met this young lady.
Yeah.
I met her, and she seems very kind. What I wanted to address is that
she good looking?
she's very pretty.
Filipino women are beautiful.
They are.
Can be, yeah.
And the men.
And her brother
Especially.
drove up from where he was based in Southern Virginia somewhere. I don't know which base he's at. And
Camp Lonely?
no, he drove up to pick
Can't
her
make
up.
believe.
That's terrible.
That is Mike.
She gets
What are
off.
you doing?
She gets off the plane, and then she ends up at Shannon's family's home, which is she has an aunt that lives in the area. And everybody comes over, and we're enjoying our time. And I couldn't stop but think and say that this is the first time this woman's ever been in the United States of America.
So she's fresh off the plane.
22-hour flight.
And it's great that all her papers were in order.
And as she sat there,
As far as we know.
it must have been intimidating,
I would think so.
right?
course.
She
How is
knows English, so
And
she can speak English.
how is her English?
Very good.
As good as yours?
It's a little better than mine, I would imagine.
And you were there. Did you speak to her?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. When you meet someone from another land, you try to talk about their land and what you know about that land. The only thing I know about the Philippines is Manny Pacquiao, the famous boxer.
Yeah, because Philippines is kind of.
Well, no, it's Asia.
It's Asia.
Asia.
I know where the effing Philippines is. I studied World War II history, but they speak Spanish.
True.
In
No,
the
I
Philippines.
don't know if they speak Spanish.
Well, a variation.
I think
of
they
Spanish.
speak Filipino.
Well, Filipino is a variation.
It's
of
not
Spanish.
Spanish, though.
It isn't.
Two different languages.
Yeah.
As well, is it like Portuguese is like Spanish?
Yeah, but Portuguese is Portuguese.
Yeah, it's
Listen, now I understand that.
It's similar.
Why can't
but
we
not
all
really.
talk like me?
It's similar.
Portuguese is part Spanish, part
It's
French.
similar.
Yes.
But she speaks English, and I said, "Hey, what about Manny Pacquiao?" And I was like, "You follow boxing? He's lost his last 3 fights." And she says, "Well, we don't like Manny Pacquiao as a politician, as a boxer. Yes. I said, "What about a singer?" Because I've seen 24/7 on HBO. And she said, "Oh, not so good as a singer." And I had nothing else to say.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
You were out of material at that
There was
point.
no common language in the Philippine archipelago when the Spanish arrived in the 16th century.
Oh, they don't speak Spanish, though.
Thank you very much. 3 major. They have. It's called Tagalog. That's
Oh, that's a great Girl Scout cookie.
But the origins come. There's some
He's
of the
right.
There's some of the
Yeah,
origins.
you said
come from
Spanish.
I know. I said
Spanish, according to Wikipedia, Spanish was the original official language of the country.
God.
Thank you
for more than
Thank you, Mr. Ass.
for more than 3 centuries.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What do they speak now? I know current Filipino.
120 different languages.
Mike, perhaps you'd like to play this song for your buddy Oscar.
That's right.
Because you said all about the Spanish, right?
Absolutely. Hey, Oscar. Thank you for speaking Spanish on your recent trip to the Philippines.
Whenever I see your smiling face.
All right, but anyway,
Boo.
go ahead.
So,
Boo!
He's made his opinion known.
as I spoke to her, I just, when you're fresh off the boat and you're hanging out with at a family function, maybe you just want some alone time, you know? And as a fellow immigrant, I can only imagine what it's like as a adult. She's 22 years old.
Right.
To come over to the States and just really kind of witness what this country's all
How
about.
is she handling it?
It's good, but you could tell at one point we wanted to take her out, and she just wanted to relax at the house with her husband. And
Oh, you know what he means by relax.
no, but no, I just
Yeah, there you
I
go,
felt for her
baby.
because
Yeah, let's relax.
she was a little shy, and
Sure, of course.
you just kind of want to show them what the area's about. And all she wanted to do, she just wanted to just hang out with her husband, which I imagine is cool.
Sure.
Right. I'm not used to seeing
There's
that.
safety in that.
Then from upstairs he hears. Sorry.
I think they drove home that night.
So she was nice.
Very kind. Though
Was she uncomfortable?
I think that she was just getting used to being in the States.
Oh, sure. Naturally shy.
Which is wild. I can't imagine going somewhere and moving there, being married,
Yeah.
and say, "Oh, this is where I live."
very brave.
You know, sometimes you can be a really sensitive flower.
Really? Thank you.
We'll take a break.
I can never figure him out.
I can't either.
Ever.
It's fun though.
It is.
Makes it fun coming to work every day.
Sure it is,
In
Mike.
my living room. Yeah. We'll take a break. Come back with more. This is the Michael Murray Show. Rob's Magic Audio of all night.
Look up your head. Time went by soon.
Did you give her a card?
No, we gave her a bottle of booze.
If you went to Vistaprint, you could have given her a business card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
get
nice segue, isn't it?
Get her a card that says "Como está."
Welcome back.
Bienvenido.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of our program brought to you by Vistaprint. Business owners know the importance of networking, and they know professional cards are essential. Yes. Now, thanks to Vistaprint, you can get 250 top-quality business cards for just $10. We talk about this deal all the time. It's incredible. Millions of business owners use Vistaprint because it's affordable, and it's easy, and it's quality. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing. When you can get quality like this, and you can get it for 250 cards for $10, my God, it's a deal.
Yeah, it's cheap,
to get this offer plus free shipping, go to Vistaprint.com. Enter the code TMOS in the search bar. Satisfaction guaranteed. Top quality cards, free shipping, $10. Go to Vistaprint and enter that code. We all know what it is.
TMOS.
There it is, Rob. Thank you very much. Without further ado, let's get right to it. The audio vault for today, Tuesday, Feb 19, 2013.
Before we totally close the door on Oscar's World, I have a tape that was brought in just for Oscar today.
Oh, nice.
And this is... You can see this uncensored and also in its entirety on our YouTube page.
Okay.
But this, remember when you high-fived the cactus?
Yes.
This is a gentleman who...
I saw something floating around with that.
This is a gentleman who body slams a cactus.
Oh, dear.
And he was wearing, I believe, if memory serves, boxing gloves, which, by the way, did not protect his hands. That's how sharp it was. And a Santa Claus-themed pair of boxer shorts.
Oh, my God.
Was it at a Santa Crawl?
No, it was not. Although, you know what, I hadn't made that connection. Yeah.
Can I ask this before you play this tape?
You will see blood.
When you play this tape, so was this drunken?
No,
was this somebody who was clueless, didn't know the damage
I
he was going to
believe
cause?
it was a Australian accent at the front of it, so it looked to me like an Australian jackass type
Jackass.
deal.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
But the needles that penetrated his skin, when you can see them being pulled out with the blood, this guy is not a bright fella. And didn't you got a staph infection?
Yeah, I got a staph infection, and what's interesting when that happens to you, you never think of a cactus. You think of the prickles that come from a cactus, but you never think of the poison that might be involved inside the actual plant.
So there's actually, it could cause some real damage.
Well, here's the sound of a gentleman, and you know what? We've had stunts like this played in the past that you think they're jive, you think they're put on.
Right.
I really think this is really a guy in pain based on what I saw. Here's the cactus body slam.
Hey guys, I present to you Cactus Body Slam.
Idiot.
Green means go. Pull my legs over! Pull my legs over! Zach, help me now! Help me now!
Stupid. Can't imagine.
When I was cutting this up this morning, the thing is that he was screaming the F word so loud and long that I had to generate longer beeps than normal.
Oh.
Because the normal beep I used was not covering up the F-bombs.
Wow. Wow.
Hold on.
Is that screaming?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's like driving a nail into your skin.
Only in his case, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to f***ing sleep!
I feel so bad for you.
Oh, shit, man!
Dude.
Owie!
I'm sorry, man.
Owie!
I'm so sorry.
How about you're screaming that you're going
Is
to
this
sleep?
the video? Is this the video right here?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So you can take a look at it. And while you watch that,
idiot.
you know, I do a lot of volunteer work at my school because I want my kids to be not looked at as, pariahs.
Right.
Yeah.
How come this never happens when we have an assembly in Albany, New York? A lady got up on the stage during the assembly, took off her shirt, and danced topless.
Oh, my God.
Let's go
At a
to-
school assembly?
Imagine your
Elementary
mom
school,
getting up and doing
So let's
that.
go to Albany school official Ron Lesko with his take on the situation.
The cafeteria was full. We had probably 200 students or so in there from throughout the school. It wasn't an expected part of the routine. No one knew that she was going to do that, but she wasn't doing anything inappropriate. Suddenly, she stepped to the front of the group and threw off her coat and she stripped from the waist up. No behavior that anyone encountered in the course of the assembly. And she spent a fair amount of time during the assembly talking to the principal, and they're having a perfectly, normal conversation. We did throughout today make counseling services available in all of our classrooms. We'll kind of evaluate our students when they return. We're off all of next week for the winter break.
None of this has happened at any of the talent shows or bingo we've done.
I love the control of
I
this
do too.
guy, because he's just not overdoing it.
Naked from the waist
He
up.
would never last on The Real Housewives of Beverly
No,
Hills.
he wouldn't. He wouldn't. Now, do you know why, anybody in the room, why they're called soap operas?
They're called soap operas
no.
because they were designed to sell dish detergent.
They were all sponsored by the big soap sales.
Colgate, Palmolive, and the like.
Yeah. So every
Procter
now and then,
Gamble.
I do believe they still include some product placement on the soap operas.
Yes, of course.
Sometimes it's a little more ham-handed than others. Here is this example from one we used to watch, Mike, Days of Our Lives. Didn't we watch Days when we used to work at Children's?
Days of Our Lives and All My
Days of
Children.
Our
Yeah.
Lives.
So here's Bo and Hope, and they're headed to the bar.
Classic love story.
And check out this sequence. This does not advance the plot at all.
Okay.
But it is truly the best use of product placement I've heard all day.
Cheerios? Oh, yeah, things have been so crazy I haven't had a chance to tell you. A physical the other day, the doc said I have to watch my diet, so I was doing some reading, and studies show that eating Cheerios can lower your cholesterol, so I'm going to give it a shot.
Well, sounds great to me. But, you know, you didn't have to buy them. This year are my favorite. I always keep these in stock in the banana nut. Delicious.
Yeah, I know. Well, from now on, it's share and share alike.
Well, I'll check with Sierra and get back to you on that.
Oh, thanks.
So they do a Cheerios spot, and then the guy comes over. Watch.
Victor, but since this is off the books, shh, here he comes. Hey, Anderson. You want some Cheerios? We have a fresh box here.
Good God.
I know.
Oh, that is.
And this is all just product play. This is not like a commercial.
No, it's within the show.
You know, I've seen an even worse example recently on the show Bones, a show that Rob and I both enjoy.
Right.
Prius is a sponsor of Bones, and in a recent episode, the main character actually spent some time telling the second main character all about the features on her Prius right in the middle of a segment. Right
It's
in the
so
middle
great.
of the
That's
show.
they say that's what they're moving to.
Right.
With the advent of TiVo and people DVRs, people are actually not watching the commercials, so they're putting it in the content.
The one thing I do remember on The Sopranos, they all had Philips brand television sets, and the Philips logo was 6 times bigger than in real life. It like screamed Philips.
But
Yeah.
you think professionals like that could have handled ad placement like we did with Costco earlier in the show?
People are never going to know that we got those extra paychecks from Costco.
What is your opinion?
We're such idiots. We do it. We don't get paid for it.
I know. We had to work
Wait,
on that.
I think I'm getting a call on my iPhone.
What is your opinion of Vin Diesel?
I don't have a strong opinion. I loved him back in the day when he did Boiler Room.
Right.
I loved him in that. And then I
Fast
thought
and the Furious?
the Fast and the Furious movies were kind of jive.
And he posted a weird video to YouTube where he has a projection TV and he's standing next to it in dim lighting and he's singing along with the Rihanna song Stay. And I almost for a second doubted it was him doing it until you hear him sing. It really does and looks like him, of course. Check this out.
Oh, he's doing a falsetto.
But wait.
It's not just something you take, it's given.
Sounds like him.
It is him.
Is he hammered?
I don't know. He looks sober.
Round and around and around and
When's the last time he made a movie?
Oh, he's making money.
Is he?
Yeah.
Doing what?
The Fast Five. They just finished the next a series of Fast and the Furious.
You bought your tickets yet?
Yeah, I will. I'll be there opening night.
Yeah, that's great.
Getting paid.
Anyway, so that's his Valentine's Day gift to us,
You're
right?
a bubblehead.
Why? You like fast cars and hot women?
Is that so wrong?
Boy, you put one on me.
That's right. You know what? You could do the same thing and save $10. Just go.
I don't like having him over here.
Why?
It's weird, right?
It's like, I feel like he's sneaking up on me the whole show.
If you want fast cars and hot women, just take Shannon over to see Todd. Save $10.
When does Todd get his Tesla?
Todd gets his Tesla, I think, in the month of March.
March.
Yeah.
Tell him to drive it down to Florida.
That'd be good. I'd love to see him.
Yeah, we'll have a
He
good
could. He'd
time.
make it.
Now, you're talking about the Fast and the Furious, so the obvious next step, of course, is the Oscars, Mike.
Of course, Oscar. Who does Oscar love, Rob?
Well, with Oscar loves, here's David Letterman's preview of the Oscars.
You know the movie about President Lincoln called Lincoln? 12 nominations. 12 nominations. So I think he has a shot.
He has a shot.
Les Miserables, many nominations. It's a musical about a Carnival cruise.
And that, Mike, that is your magic audio ball.
We'll take a break, come back with Buzz and News. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
I can't stop this feeling.
Deep inside of me.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Without further ado, let's get right to the news. Here he is, a man who's just filled with insure and energy today.
Can we give him a trank or something?
I have no. It's the whole. It's him not being over there.
I'm really happy he's not just laying down.
Sneaking up on me, and he's letting him go wild.
Do you think it's benefited or harmed us today?
I don't know. We're such
I
sensitive.
don't know. I'm tired now.
We're sensitive people. Here's Buzz in the news. Take it away, Buzz.
Thank you, Mike. We are brought to you today by the Institute for Liberty and their partner Fan Freedom, the sponsor of our upcoming spring road trip. It's brought to you by...
What happened now?
Well, I've actually read the lines out of order. Shall I start over?
You want me to read it for you?
No, way if you like.
No, go
Take
ahead.
two.
You mean the whole show, Buzz?
What I meant to say was our spring road break.
Wait, hold on.
You know, the problem is I spent it all at the top of the show.
You did.
Go ahead, Buzz. Why don't you take it relaxed? Pretend we're already in Florida.
Our spring break road trip is brought to you by the Institute for Liberty and their partner Fan Freedom.
Nice.
You're right. To independently buy and sell tickets is under siege. Big corporations, venue managers, and team owners are trying to force you to buy or sell in the markets they choose. That means you have to pay their fees and follow their ridiculous rules. The Institute for Liberty and their partners at Fan Freedom are pushing back against these efforts in Florida, Tennessee, California, and really across the country. You bought it, you own it. Protect consumer rights and your property rights. Visit fanfreedom.org and learn more about the Institute for Liberty.
That said, Langer, if you drive, I'll go to Busch Gardens with you.
Oh, God. That's far away.
2.5
If he
hours.
drives,
It's far away, Rob.
Mike, they got beer.
It's far away.
If Todd Moore drives, you'll be there in an hour.
You know,
no
God,
problem.
Busch Gardens, for God's sake, you're down there in the beautiful
You're in Florida.
Southwest Florida.
It's not
You're
like
gonna
we're
go up
going
to-
there to go inside.
Going up to
The
Tampa.
whole state's an amusement park.
Tampa's 2.5 hours away.
All right,
It's
Langer, I
gonna
take
take-
it. I withdraw the remarks.
No, go ahead. Go up there.
Yeah.
You see how? No,
I'll need a break from you during
We'll
the
be
week,
fine.
too.
Need a break from
You
you
go
right
ahead.
now.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well,
go up there.
Here's the problem.
You don't. So that means you're not coming now.
I'm not going to Busch Gardens, for Christ's sake.
We never were going.
Jesus.
That was just you.
I know. I'm just having fun now.
The price of gasoline has gone up every day for the past 32 days. In most cases, that is now costing drivers an extra $150 a month.
Hey,
Yes!
glad we're taking a 14-hour road trip.
That'll be good.
That's money they're
Let's
now
coast a lot.
not spending on groceries, restaurants, local businesses, yogurt, and the other things that drive our economic recovery. Prices for regular are up an average of 43 cents in the last month, more in some places. Some stations in California are again charging more than $5 a gallon.
This is completely manufactured by the oil industry.
It could be argued that. Here's what we're hearing. Refineries that make our winter blend of gas are gearing down as they prepare to make the summer blend. That's a little bit of a shortage in itself. But to make matters worse, China is now gobbling up oil like never before as they buy cars like pancakes, like Chinese pancakes. They're buying up cars and building factories and burning more oil.
Is he okay?
I don't know what's wrong with him today.
I'm really. You know what? It's not just Oscar over there.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
him.
I'm worried about Oprah. Let's see. What?
Yeah, let's see, Buzz.
Oh gosh, if only there was a page up button on this Apple computer.
Oh, you're doing your, are you labor saving and doing your
I was trying to,
stuff
yeah.
on computer now?
As Republicans get more comfortable with saying that it's okay
Good padding.
for deep spending cuts to go into effect March 1st, Republicans are saying they're okay with sequestration.
Sequestration.
President Obama is working to make them a little less comfortable with that.
I have to do that to my dog when he's, I think, 12 weeks old.
Yeah, that's nasty, too. Wear a
That's
glove.
sequestration.
Oh, okay.
Today, the president will appear alongside first responders, cops, firefighters, and paramedics whose jobs will be cut when sequestration kicks in. The president sent Congress a plan that makes gentler cuts and raises new revenue, but most Republican lawmakers say they'll have no part in any plan that raises taxes on anyone, including the rich.
What do you think about that, Oscar?
I didn't even listen to what he said.
Oscar's like checking his email.
Surfing the net.
I got a message from our fan page of the Mike O'Mara Show. So
What'd they say?
What do they say?
They just said great broadcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what do they know?
It pops up to my phone now. I'm trying to be more interactive.
This show's got the best energy today we've ever had. I love it.
Put it in Tupperware. Let's save this one.
So, the president putting the heat on Congress about sequestration. Now, if Congress doesn't bend, you're going to see more of this. A suburb of Houston is floating the idea of a crash tax. If a citizen gets into an auto accident, the city will work up a bill to cover the cost of the emergency responders and then send that bill to the driver's insurance company.
I say do it.
If this is the new trend, do you
Yeah.
want to pay this kind of insurance rate?
Maybe
And
make people
aren't you paying for these services already with your taxes?
If we are in dire financial straits, then maybe the people that are out there driving like crazy, maybe they should be penalized.
But Rob, it's ultimately going to be passed on to the consumer.
You're going to pay it either way.
You're going to
and
pay
maybe
the insurance.
twice.
The insurance is they're going to raise your rates. So
all right, so
more so. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's inevitable.
But what if it makes people drive more careful?
You know what they say that about red light cameras too.
That's true.
You
and
know,
I don't buy that.
And I don't buy that.
Yeah.
either.
All right,
No,
so I
neither do
withdraw
I.
that, and maybe not Busch Gardens.
No, you can go to Busch Gardens.
We're
Have
winning.
fun.
Michael
Now
Merritt-
you want me to go?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Michael Mayer has been saying this for some time, that if we didn't give mass killers so much fame in the news media, there'd be fewer mass killers. There's new evidence today he might be right. Adam Lanza, who killed 20 kids, 2 adults, and himself in Newtown, Connecticut, had a couple of possible motives according to the ongoing police investigation. And the first possible motive, based on evidence gathered so far, was his desire to outdo the gunman who killed 77 people in Norway 2 years ago.
Yep.
A specific goal of his. Police say there's also evidence that Lanza was acting out a first-person shooter video game he enjoyed, actually keeping score with every real-life kill.
Wow.
And what if there was a safer, cheaper way to protect school kids than having armed guards at every school? In Chicago yesterday, a 15-year-old boy was arrested after trying to bring a handgun into his high school. He was caught when he at first refused to put his book bag through the X-ray machine. A search of the bag uncovered a .25 caliber semi-automatic handgun. The gun never made it into the school.
Yeah, I mean, why bring more guns into a school when you can maybe put up, the same kind of security you'd see in an airport?
Interesting.
Doesn't even
thought.
have to be that intense.
Yeah.
And cheaper in the long run.
I would think so.
Banning concealed weapons on college campuses is just one of the new gun control laws okayed by the Colorado House yesterday. Others include gun buyers covering the cost of background checks on their own. These would be required for every sale except those between extremely close relatives. Another limits magazines to 15 rounds. Hackers took over... Not that kind.
Oh.
Hackers took over Burger King's Twitter feed yesterday, putting up a McDonald's logo and saying nice things about McDonald's on the Burger King page.
Oh, yes.
God damn it!
Charlie, why'd you let it happen?
No sweat.
See, I believe Charlie was behind this because it backfired.
Oh, Charlie.
Burger King now has 25% more followers on Twitter than they did before the prank.
Wow.
Genius. Isn't it? The New York Times, meanwhile, says it's located the exact building in China where most of that country's cyber attacks on our websites originate. China, of course, denies all
This
of
is
this.
this is getting a workout today.
Your finger
Glad
getting
we
tired?
rearranged the studio. Huh? There you go.
Let me see if I can squeeze this in. I think I can. In what year did Mississippi abolish slavery? What year did Mississippi abolish slavery?
2010.
Nope. It
No,
was.
I would say 1971.
It was this year, actually. Lawmakers just made it official on February 3rd after a doctor got curious after seeing the movie Lincoln.
I actually have tape of the Senate in Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
We've borne enough insults from the meddling Yankees. It's time we made them understand we'll keep our slaves with or without their approval.
See, tomorrow on the show, because it's Mississippi, we will be joined by Haley Barber.
Excellent.
Good.
Who will
Excellent.
discuss the, this wonderful. It was this week they did it.
Just this past week.
They made it illegal.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good for him. He'll be here to talk about it tomorrow.
Love that to have him.
We're down to 20 seconds. Finally, sex in cars. In Westboro, Massachusetts, a man's been arrested for visiting fast food drive-thrus while nude. The McDonald's he visited was closed, but at least when he visited Dunkin', he had someplace to put the donuts.
Oh.
I'm Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Thank you, Buzz. Thank you, everybody. Weird show today, but
I
a lot of
liked it.
fun.
I thought it was
fine.
Our show today was brought to you by ScoreBig.com. You can save up to 60% on the best tickets. Every ticket on ScoreBig is below box office price, and there are never any fees. Go to ScoreBig, enter the code TMOS, and get an extra $15 off on your first order. That's on top of your 60% savings. Never pay box box office prices again.
Never.
Go to scorebig.com and use the code TMOS. Oscar and I are going to the Caps game Thursday thanks to scorebig.com.
Have fun, gentlemen.
And he's looking forward to it. Look at his face.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't he look? He's
Go Caps.
Do you really not want to go?
No, I've got a sweater. I'll throw it on.
Okay, very good.
What does that even mean?
A hockey sweater.
Okay.
Tomorrow on the program, along with Haley Barber, we'll talk about more fun and more thrills.
Yeah.
Because we talked about everything we were going to talk about today.
Well, more things will happen, and we'll cover those tomorrow.
And incidentally, Facebook people, I love you all, but behave yourself. Gotta go. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Watch out. Probiotics.